नमो हरिहन्तानं नमो सिद्धानं नमो आयरियाणं नमो वज्रायानं नमो लोय सवसाउनं ऐसो पंच नमुकारो सब पाव प्रणासनो मंगलानं चे सवेसन परमं हवै मंगलम। सबको जय जिनेन्द्र। I'll be going to present on the painting Jain paintings। एक सेकंड में मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन शेयर करती हूँ।
जोर से बात करना, आवाज नहीं आ रहा है।
ओके ओके मैं ओके जोर से बात करूंगी। आई होप सो मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन स्लाइड स्टार्ट हो चुका है।
Yes.
Okay. So these are the topics I'm going to present on. That is the Jain paintings, mainly on 6 main caves, and Jain wall painting, palm leaf painting, Jain mural painting, Jain paper painting, miniature painting, wooden book covers, and Jain cloth painting. Also, at last, I'll be mentioning all the 14 caves, Jain caves, and with the map. I mean, I'll just give it in the brief. Now I'll start with the first topic, that is the Jain painting.
एक सेकंड पहली स्लाइड में जा। ये सारी चीजें हिंदी में बोल।
हाँ मैंने हिंदी में मैंने प्रिपेयर नहीं किया हिंदी में मैम। अच्छा ठीक है, आई ट्राई इट। मैं आज जैन पेंटिंग्स के बारे में बताऊंगी, उसके 6 मेन गुफा के बारे में बताऊंगी, जैन वॉल पेंटिंग के बारे में बोलूंगी, पाम लीफ कवर करूंगी, जैन म्यूरल पेंटिंग बोलूंगी, पेपर पेंटिंग के बारे में बोलूंगी, मिनिएचर पेंटिंग, वुडन बुक कवर्ड पेंटिंग और जैन क्लॉथ पेंटिंग। आखिर में मैं 14
वॉल
जैन
पेंटिंग को क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में?
क्या मैम?
वॉल पेंटिंग को क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में?
दीवार चित्रकारी, चित्रकारी दीवार पर।
ठीक है, कंटिन्यू। तो ये
आई
सारे
डोंट नो
शब्द
मैम।
सबको समझ में आ गए ना? अभी जो थोड़ा इंग्लिश वो बोलेगी, तो आप लोग उनको कोऑपरेट कर पाओगे ना? ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स।
मैं थोड़ा थोड़ा हिंदी भी
हाँ
डाल दूंगी अगर चाहिए तो, थोड़ा
हाँ,
बीच में।
दोनों मिक्स करके बोलो।
हाँ ठीक है ठीक है।
ठीक है,
और
ऑल द
फिर
बेस्ट।
आखिर
चलो
में
स्टार्ट।
मैं 14 केव्स के बारे में बोलूंगी और उसके मैप प्रेजेंटेशन के साथ। तो फर्स्ट स्लाइड है मेरा जैन पेंटिंग्स पे। जैन पेंटिंग्स एक आई मीन इट्स अ वेरी यूनिक फॉर्म ऑफ प्रेजेंटिंग आर आर्ट फॉर्म। या मैं हिंदी में भी बोलूँ? ठीक है छोड़ो, कोई नहीं, इंग्लिश में ही चलेगा। ओके सो जैन पेंटिंग्स it's a very versatile and very famous form of presenting their art forms. But nowadays we can see that due to destructions, we have very limited Jain paintings left for our for in our world. And then the destructions might be related to the palm leaf painting or the cloth painting or the wall paintings. There are I mean this is due to time or uh, the other elements. But then nowadays there are very limited paintings being preserved as the Jain paintings because due to the destruction. And the topics are mainly covered, like the subjects on which the Jain paintings have been done are related to Jainism, ethics, the Kal Chakra, the Loka, the Tirthankar, birth and death cycles. These are the main topics our Jain paintings are based on. And then we can see the Jain temple architecture. Our architecture are also so famous and so unique that all our Jain temple are very famous for its architecture. One
ओके,
of the
वन
Jain
मिनट 1 मिनट।
painting section. Sorry, ma'am.
एक सेकेंड। यहाँ ये स्लाइड में किसी को कुछ डाउट है? किसी को कुछ हिंदी में जानना है? जय कुमार, अरुणा जी, कोमल, बिंदु जी, पूजा, प्रतीक जी। ठीक है, वेरी गुड, कंटिन्यू।
मैम बट वो जो पिक्चर है ना,
हाँ,
नीचे वाले महावीर स्वामी की नहीं है।
तो नहीं है वो, कहाँ महावीर स्वामी
नहीं,
की
ऊपर
बोली
वाला,
वो
नीचे वाला
पार्श्वनाथ
तीर्थंकर
स्वामी
लिखा
की है,
है।
नीचे वाली पार्श्वनाथ स्वामी की
है? पार्श्वनाथ स्वामी है, दिख रहा है ना फंट तो ऊपर।
नहीं वो,
सुपार्श्वनाथ है।
हाँ Okay. So may I continue?
हाँ, कौन किसको डाउट था ये? हेलो.
मैंने बोला वो तीर्थंकर
हाँ
सिर्फ लिखे हुए है ना नीचे, ऊपर महावीर
हाँ
स्वामी लिखा हुआ था वो।
हाँ हाँ हाँ. अच्छा.
समझ के बना क्यों?
ठीक ठीक है ठीक है.
Okay. In Jain paintings, there's a section of mural painting called mural. Sorry, is someone speaking? Okay, I'll continue. Okay, in Jain painting section, there is a mural painting also. Mural painting is of 2000 years ago, and still it's a very unique form of art.
You don't
And
have to
here you
change the
can,
slide.
no ma'am, next
Slide
slide is the
change करना है
example.
कि यही
No,
है?
no, no ma'am, only
Okay.
1 2 points left.
Okay.
Okay. Here in a mural painting, we can find one of the main, one of the very famous scripts of Kalpa Sutra, which has been dedicated to the Tirthankar's birth and death cycle. And yeah, these Jain paintings are being started from the 11th century and mostly taken over in the 13th century. And yeah, that's it. Next, I'll be covering the four main examples of wall painting, that is the Ajanta, Badami, Sitanavasil, and Bagh cave. Okay, so moving on to the first one, Ajanta cave painting. Ajanta cave painting is located in Maharashtra, and it is dated in the 2nd century BC to the 650th century BC. Here you can find the masterpieces of Jainism and Buddhism also. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, that is the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. And this place, I mean, this caves are being shaped in a horseshoe style, that is the half semicircle, you can say. It's a kind of semicircle way the all the caves are being constructed. Okay, this is a rock cut sculptural cave wherein it's very famous for painting the rock cut caves and the sculptures inside it. So here, this caves are the home for monks of Jainism and Buddhism both. Here, the main caves which are famous for painting are the first one, second one, 16th, and the 17th one. And mainly the tempera style has been famous here,
ये
like
कहाँ से बोल
tempera
रही है?
style of
फर्स्ट वन,
painting.
सेकंड वन, 16th वन, वो कहाँ से बोल रही है? वो नंबर क्या दे रही है तू?
Number is of wall painting are present in cave number 1
अच्छा
2 16
अच्छा.
17, like that.
ओके ओके.
That also I mean like क्या है. हाँ ठीक है. Okay, the paintings are mainly in the tempera style, wherein the tempera style is a permanent painting which is very fast. It dries very fast, and these are the pigments which are taken out of natural things like minerals, plants, animals, and those kind of stuff. And it's been dried and powdered in the form. Yeah, it's dried and taken in the form of powder, and then it's mixed with the water and a sticky substance or a sticky pigment. Then it is applied as their painting art. So by this form, they have painted most of the paintings in this thing. And it's a horseshoe. Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, it's a horseshoe shaped and built in two phases. There are two phases of Ajanta caves. That is, the first phase was started in the 2nd century BCE. The second phase was started in 400 to 650 BCE. Sorry, 650 CE. And then there's also a cave mentioned there that it is 75-meter tall height. And also, okay, now there are 29 caves present in Ajanta, and every cave is divided into sects. I mean, like different caves are very famous for uh, different partition. So I'll be mentioning all those stuff. That is, for sculpture, there are four caves very famous, and the four caves include the sculpture. There are five caves for painting. there are 9 caves for pillar and ceiling sculpture. And
ये
then
सारी डिटेल
9 caves.
पीपीटी में नहीं डाली है, ये डिटेल पीपीटी में नहीं डाली है।
नहीं मैम, ये पीपीटी में नहीं है, नोट्स में है।
तो पीपीटी में होता तो वो सारा सबको नोट्स लिख के से मिल जाता। ठीक है।
हाँ. And 9 caves are famous for prayer halls, and 10 caves are a kind of incomplete, but then still they are used as a monastery. And there's the 12th cave which has been collapsed. And there's a mention of 26th cave which has the sleeping Buddha, and it's very famous for tourism. Moving on to the 5 main paintings of Ajanta. The first one
ये
is
डिटेल डाल देना बाद में, पीपीटी में ऐड कर देना ये सारी डिटेल।
okay ma'am. Okay, the first one is the Bodhisattva Padmini. Here, this is a Gautam Buddha this is a Gautam Buddha sculpture painted, and this is present in the first cave, cave number 1, and this is a painting. But then there are also sculptures related to the Gautam Buddha in a sitting position. Here also we can see that Gautam Buddha is sitting and handling a kamal in his hand, a lotus, and this
Why
is
we are
also
discussing
known as
about
the
Buddha?
lotus position. Sorry, ma'am.
हमको तो हम बुद्धा के बारे में क्यों बोल रहे हैं, हमको तो ज्यादा जैन के ऊपर कॉन्सेंट्रेट करना है ना।
हाँ मैम, बट देन ये 5 फेमस है जिसमें से ये इनको भी तीर्थंकर से रिलेट किया हुआ है. So I've covered that
अच्छा,
also, like
ओके
that.
ओके
Because most of the caves where they have said it as Hindu god also and Tirthankar also.
ओके ओके,
Yeah.
यस कंटिन्यू।
Okay. Most of it are in a sitting position, as I mentioned, and these are dated in the late 5th century. And these paintings are being painted with the natural equipments and natural colors, extracted from the natural colors. Moving on to the next one, that is the King Janaka and his wife. Okay, here King Janaka is sitting with his wife and telling him that he wants to not continue his worldly life and move to the path of the salvation. This is dated in the 480th AD, 480 AD. And moving on to the next one is the Persian ambassador. Here, this is just related to the general decorative motive that which explains that the culture of Persian culture of that ancient India. And here this is present in the first cave, and it is as shown, like there's a Persian man who is sitting around the all native, like black people surrounded by black skin native people. This is been dated of 5th century. Maybe moving on to the next one, Buddha painting. Yeah,
नहीं नहीं
this
नहीं
painting
नहीं,
is
इसके
also.
पहले का जो था पर्शियन का, उसमें
हाँ
जैन
मैम.
क्या रिलेटेड है?
नहीं मैम, ये फर्स्ट केव के अंदर है और ये बहुत फेमस है. लाइक आई मीन इट्स नॉट रिलेटेड टू जैनिज्म, बट देन ये एक नॉर्मल जनरल सिचुएशन बताता है ना कि
हाँ,
लाइक
तो
देयर
यहाँ
इज नो.
हमको वो सब नहीं लेना है, वहाँ हमको ये सब नहीं लिखना है, नहीं लेना है। वो ठीक है, ऐसे बोल दिया और जानते हैं तो ठीक है, पर एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से या सब्जेक्ट ये पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ये सारी बातें हमको नहीं डालनी है। जो जैन रिलेटेड है वही सारी डिटेलिंग हमको चाहिए।
ओके मैम.
या नेक्स्ट।
ठीक है, तो दिस इज बुद्धा पेंटिंग ऑल्सो सेड एज द also mentioned as these are the figures which you can see, these are figures which are mentioned as Tirthankars also, and they are sitting in the meditation form. And this is the cave which has been dedicated to the monks, I mean for their meditation or prayer hall. And this is in the cave 6, and this is dated of second and the first century BC.
ये
Okay,
फर्स्ट लाइन
moving
है ना
on.
यहाँ पे?
हाँ
हाँ,
मैम.
वही अभी आ रहा है केव। ओके ओके,
uh, I'll change the slide ma'am.
हाँ चेंज।
हाँ. Or this is a doorway painting wherein the king has given a party. It's a kind of party scene, and wherein यहाँ पे हमको, I mean like I don't know, I'm just confused with it because I have got a few I mean like few sites wherein it has given also that the Jain Tirthankar before coming in the path of salvation, he has like how they used to celebrate and those kind of stuff is mentioned here. But then in few it's not like that. So I was confused, so I have put it in this like, okay, I'll keep it. So, okay, this is a kind of celebration wherein the king is celebrating with all the villagers or his people and having a get together while eating and drinking wine. Moving on to the next second cave, that is the Bagh Caves. Bagh Caves is very famous for mural painting, and there are 9 caves present in the Bagh area, but then only 5 of them are being opened, and the other 4 have been collapsed due to the time and destruction. Bagh Cave is named after the residents of the tigers in that cave. Tiger were residing in that caves. So after that, they have taken off the name of Bagh Cave, that is Tiger Caves. Okay. So then,
So out of 9, now only 4 are there.
yes, ma'am, only 4
And
are.
in 4, how much is related to Jaina?
No, only 5. 5 are there,
Or
and 4
5?
have been collapsed.
Okay. So in
Uh,
5, among 5, how much detailing or how much we have related to Jain philosophy?
the fifth one and the fourth one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are just
Okay.
going to discuss about that with that
Yeah. I mean, like not, and I'll just discuss in the brief, not like end up,
Okay.
because there are actually, as I mentioned, like there are very less details or limited paintings which have been left in today's world, and it's very difficult to find out them and get the picture of them. So I've just mentioned in the PPT format and not with the photos.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to sorry. Okay, here also the tempera technique of painting has been used, and okay, so here the first cave is not does not have that much detail of the Jainism. The second one is for Pandavs, and the third one is the Hayat Kanam, and the fourth one is known as the Rang Mahal, which is known as the place of colors, which has the painting of Tirthankars and not really very with bright colors, and but still we have the uh, I mean like faded ones, but then there are no photos on the sites. I mean, there are no photos online, but then if we can, we have to visit that place for looking them,
When you
for
are
seeing
taking?
when everyone are ready, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on to the fifth one. Fifth one
Is
is
this
the conference
is this
room for
I'm
the
sorry
monks
to
in
interrupt,
Jain.
एक
but
सेकेंड एक
is this
सेकेंड
ये
बोलिए प्रतीक जी.
टेम्परा स्टाइल है या फ्रेस्को स्टाइल है? बिकॉज दीज पेंटिंग्स बाग के उसमें तो सारे सब कुछ सीलिंग पे है, तो सीलिंग वाले जो भी म्यूरल आर्ट है वो इधर दे आर इन फ्रेस्को स्टाइल, मतलब जो वेट वॉल पे या वेट सीलिंग्स पे करते हैं, आई डाउट.
But
और
then
ऊपर से
when I checked it online, it's showing that they have used the tempera style,
ऑनलाइन
wherein
में तो आधी से ज्यादा फर्जी चीज है यार. आई एम सॉरी बट you won't find, either if you go to NCRT you'll get every detail.
okay, then I will change it. It's not the tempera style. Okay, that will be
Yeah, it's actually mural style, but it's a fresco type of mural style.
Note it down, Pooja,
yeah, ma'am.
and just check in the guide which what he's saying.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so the fifth cave is the conference hall for Jain monks. Jain monks reside there. Their prayers and they recite it for the monsoon season. Okay, then from the sixth cave to the ninth cave, all have been collapsed due to the time. And then these caves are being dated of 6th century AD, and it shows the classical tradition of North and the Deccan style. In this, we can see Shiva and Parvati's painting, and this is drawn on the red. I mean, they have painted the wall red, and then they have painted their picture on it so that it comes out really good, or it lasts for a longer period of time.
दिस इज अ फ्रेस्को स्टाइल ऑफ पेंटिंग, जहाँ पे वॉल पे पहले करते हैं, उसके ऊपर फिर पेंटिंग किया जाता है।
Oh, okay.
मतलब
Thank you.
म्यूरल पेंटिंग ही है, बट इट्स अ टाइप फ्रेस्को।
Okay. Uh, okay, moving on to the next cave, that is Sittanavasal cave, that is located in Tamil Nadu. And this is here we can find Pandya style painting, and Pandya style painting. They work with very minute details, and there are many lion images found uh, at the ends of the ceiling or on the top of the wall. And here they use a vibrant range of colors, and the main colors used are indigo, white, and black. And here in Sittanavasal, we can see there are stone beds, and the scriptures, Tamil scriptures, which mention Gautam Buddha. And here there is a rock cut Jain temple, which is very famous for denoting to all the 24 Tirthankars. And the sculpture and the architecture are very famous, and most of the symbols are denoted to lotus, geese, elephant, buffaloes, and yeah, buffaloes. And also the geometrical patterns of the temple is very famous and very unique. And the types that the sculptures are being created, the types of sculptures we can find here are not just the Tirthankars but also prince and princesses, the monks, the marvelous dancers, and those are kind of those types of sculptures are also being found here. Okay, and then there are five main statues like in here that they are in the dhyana position and mentioned as Tirthankara. Here we can see as in the first picture also there is a Tirthankar holding a kamal or pushpa in his hand, and the background has a lot of flowers. I mean like pushpa or lotus as we say. And in the second picture, as we can see, there are three Tirthankars sitting in the meditation pose. And those kind of sculptures are being found there. And then, yeah, okay, these are also the examples where in the left side you can see that Gautam Buddha is standing with a lotus in his hand, and also and see how the destruction, like you can see there are very limited paintings left for our future generation. So everyone, I mean, we have to try to protect it for the next generation too. Okay, so this is it with the caves. And then the next cave is the Badami cave. Badami cave painting is a rock cut cave. It's very famous for the rock cut architecture. It is of Chalukya dynasty, and it's the Badami caves have Jain temples. And sorry, Badami cave. There are temples which are of Dravida and Nagara, both the styles, and it's dedicated to the Buddha and Jain culture. This is dated in the 600 to 700 AD, and it is dedicated to the carving and the sculpture, the painting. And here also you can see the painting has been mostly faded, so we are not able to identify what is it. But then if we see it physically, we get to know that there's some picture of it and we can recognize the details. But then while coming through, while coming through an image, we are, I mean, I'm not able to identify it very carefully, but then when I zoom it, I get to know it a bit. So that's it. And it's made of the Badami caves are of sandstones. Okay, moving on to the four main caves of Badami. The first cave is dedicated to Shiva, and the it's made of red sandstone, and it's dated 578 AD, and it has a Shiva statue which is 80. I mean, there are 81 statues of Shiva, and which is in the form of Natraja. There's dancing Shiva and Parvati in the form of Natraja. Okay, next is the Vishnu, the second cave that is at the um, top hill of the cave, top hill of the first cave, and then this is here the Lord Vishnu has, I mean, Lord Vishnu sculptures are being founded. Also they say that it's the Tirthankara. It's dedicated to the Tirthankaras also. And god and goddesses and the mythology stories are being portrayed in the form of sculptures. And then here mainly the combination of colors in the second cave painting are being used as red, green, black, and white. And there's also the second cave has a structure of Lord Brahma, which has four faces and four arms. Moving on to the third cave, that is the Mahavishnu. Here we can see it's dated of 578 AD. It has 70 feet wide, and it's a Deccan style, wherein we can find statues of Vishnu in the form of Narasimha, Vasara, Harihara. And also, not only that, we can find out the Jain symbols, as here I have mentioned the swastik. Here, there are symbols mentioned in this cave, like in the third cave, they have mentioned the Jain symbols also. Moving on to the fourth cave, the Jain cave temple of Mahavir. Yeah, okay. This cave is dedicated to Lord Mahavir, and the most recent one, I mean, like when this cave was built, the first cave, I mean, it and the first cave was built, there was 100 years of difference, and this cave was the last one to be built there. And then here you can see Mahavir is in a sitting position, and there are other saints, or we can say saints, or people, or souls which are naked and moving around. I mean, not moving around, it's a picture. I'm sorry. Okay, it's just I mean, denotion. Okay, fine. And few other paintings which are found in Badami cave painting. Here I've not got much detail about it, but then the Mahavir, the 24 Tirthankar one, I mean, you can see that is the Mahavir, and the other 24 are at the side by side standing position, and the other paintings are of Hindu region. So I'll not discuss much of it. Okay, so moving on to the next cave, that is Udaygiri. Udaygiri is a holy place for Jain people, and there's a Rani Gufa um served for the Jain monks, and the third and the fourth are the double-storied Gufa, wherein here we can say that the its grainy sandstone material has been used, and the sculpture includes lion with its prey, the elephant with a lot of snake, and animal with a human headed body. I mean, sorry, animal with a human body, and I mean, in the sitting and standing positions also. And in the tenth cave have been served to Lord Ganesha, and the 14th cave is the Pavana Gufa, wherein you can find three-headed cobra. Okay, these caves are dated of to 250th century CE to 410 CE, and it's of Gupta dynasty. Okay. here you can see few of the sculptures which have been, and also I have to like to mention in the second picture you can see there's some written scriptures, and here also in the written scriptures they have mentioned, I mean like there are you can say words or sentences which are being denoted to the Jain or the Tirthankars. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Okay, Khandagiri caves. Khandagiri caves are known, I mean, Khandagiri and Udayagiri, the previous one, both are known as the twin caves. And because they are situated very nearby, and these are the rock cut caves, and some are, I mean, they have been, I mean, done in the natural form. This is dated of first century BC, and the first and the second cave. I'm sorry. Is there any doubt? Oh, yeah. The first and the second cave are known as the parrot caves because parrots are being sculptured on the entrance of the cave. And then, okay, the third cave. Okay, I'll be mentioning all the things. There's a Jain temple at the hilltop dedicated to the 24 Tirthankars. And okay, the third cave is very famous for the sculptures. Now I'll be mentioning the 15 caves of Kandagiri caves. The first one is Totava Gufa, which is known as the Parrot Gufa. I mean, which is dedicated to the parrots, wherein the entrance of the thing and the walls of I mean, and the pillars there are has the sculpture of parrots, and the first and the second one are both the caves are known as the parrot caves. The second one has the sculptures of animal. One second now, I'll just come back. uh, Sorry. Okay, the second one is the dedicated to the animal. I mean, like there are sculptures of animals, birds, rafters, etc. And the third one is the Ananta cave, which is the rock cut carving cave, wherein you can find sculptures of women, elephant, and geese. Fourth is the Tentuli, the small rock cut chamber which has only a column of it. And though the 15 caves which I'm mentioning, all are of mostly are of are dedicated to our Jainism. And okay, then the fifth one is the Khandagiri, that is the very rough cut cell wherein it has a lot of double storied pictures. And then the sixth one is the Dhyana Gufa, which is a very rough cut of the cell. The seventh one is the Navamuni, that is the carving of the Tirthankars. There are Tirthankar statues which have been carved, and also there is a mention of 9 Jain Tirthankars with Sasana sorry, Sasana Devis. That is, I mean, like their specific Sasana Devis, and the eighth Gufa is the uh, Brahma Brahmabhuji Gufa. Brahmabhuji Gufa. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm trying to.
Shashan Devi. The last one was Shashan Devi.
Oh, Shashan Devi. Okay, sorry. Now, I mean, the spelling is different. It's not Shah, it's Sa there. Okay, sorry. Shashan Devi. The eighth one is the Brahbuji Gufa, wherein you can find 55 figures of Tirthankars, and it's dated of the 11th century. And next one is okay. Ninth one is the Trishula Gufa, which has 3 sculptures of Rishabdev Bhagwan and also 24 Tirthankars in a very small pattern, or very small, like not mainly dedicated to them, but then mainly to the Rishabdev Bhagwan, main 3 sculptures. And then there's the 10th one, that is Ambika Gufa, which denotes to the which has two Rishabdev Bhagwan carvings and the Amra Shashan Dev of Neminath. Okay, the next one is the 11th one, that is Lalatendu Kesari Gufa, which has the carving of Tirthankars. There are this gufa has been divided into two small gufas. The first gufa has two images of two sculpture of Rishabdev Bhagwan and one of Parashvanath Bhagwan, and the second cave has one Rishabdev Bhagwan and three Parashvanath Bhagwan. Totally in I mean like if you join both, there are three images of Rishabdev Bhagwan and five images of five sculptures of Parshvanath Bhagwan. The 12th, the 13th, and the 15th are unnamed, but still there are few stoneworks and animal and human structures found there. The 14th one is very simple gufa, so it does not have much detail in it. Moving on to the next one, Jain wall painting. Jain wall painting. It's related to the Jain mythology, stories, the vibrant colors they use, the artistic way they present it, and those kind of stuff. And it's very famous way of portraying the sculpture, their ideas, the way the ethics, the principles. It's mostly related, most of the Jain wall paintings are related to non-violence and the path of salvation. And mostly the colors of Jain wall paintings are red, yellow, blue, green, white. And as I mentioned, the paintings mostly are used from the natural pigments and natural pigments and minerals extracted from minerals, plants, and animals. Moving on to Okay, palm leaf painting and paper painting. Here you can see, before paper was introduced, the scriptures were written down on the palm leaf, and then only palm leaf was used at that time. And that was a very, a very tough to be preserved. Like palm leaf are very tough to preserve it for the longer period of time. And now it's very rare that we can see palm leaf painting of that time. But then still, few palm leaf painting have been preserved in the outer countries. I'll be mentioning in my coming slides. And this is dated of 1600 AD and 1350 AD. Okay, there's a main text in it, that is the Oga Niryukti. Uh, okay, I'll mention that in my coming slides. Here you can see in the palm leaf painting or the paper painting, the main symbols are the lotus, lion, and the Lakshmi sitting in the Padmasan. Okay, and here we can see palm leaf and the miniature painting or paper painting. All most of them have been dedicated to the Tirthankar's birth and death cycle. So, okay, moving on to my first thing, like the palm leaf specifically. Palm leaf painting is done on the palm leaf and associated with the Jainism. Palm leaf is done on the dried leaf and then treated and is treated from, prevented from the dust and destruction. And it has a cover of wooden binding or the palm leaf itself. Okay, the natural pigments are used here, and it has the palm leaf painting mostly has a black border or a kind of silver or golden border, which gives a good look or gesture. And there are the main themes or the subjects which are being portrayed are the Tirthankars, the saints, the symbols of swastik and Siddha Chakra, the prayers, the Kal Chakra. Okay, so
Could
next is
not get
the
any pictures.
no, ma'am, I didn't get
इसका
any
photo.
pictures, but then I know palm leaf. I don't have pictures now. Palm leaf, I don't have. Neither of palm leaf I have, nor of paper painting. Paper painting also I don't have, I guess. Okay, I'll move on. But then I'll try to find it and put it in my notes. But still, I mean, I have find a lot, but then I didn't get it. मेरे को मिला नहीं. अगर मेरे को मिलता है तो मैं वो notes में डाल के भी
Okay,
दूंगा.
no problem.
हाँ, yeah. Uh, so okay, fine. The most famous, I mean, the style or the famous work of palm leaf painting are of two types. That is Rajasthani painting and Pahari, Pahari painting. In Rajasthani painting, there are three divisions. That is Bundi Kalam, Kotha Kalam, and Mewar school. In Pavari painting, you can see
पहाड़ी,
Chamba, Chamba and
चंबा
Kangra.
वैली वाला, पहाड़ी पहाड़ी, कांगड़ा एंड चंबा.
Chamba and Kangra.
कांगड़ा कांगड़ा, that's पहाड़ी
Kangra,
उत्तरा.
DA.
Yes, yes, whatever you write as RA, you have to pronounce as a D in Hindi.
Okay.
पहाड़ी उत्तराखंड उस तरफ पाई जाती है.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so these are the forms there. And then moving on to the paper painting. As I mentioned in the palm leaf painting also, it's almost the same. It's based on the Jain ethics, Jain rules and those kind of stuff. It uses natural equipments and natural paints. And it's based on the Tirthankars symbols and Jain life, birth and death cycle and those kind of stuff. And this paper painting is created on paper, and one of the main texts is the Ogni Nirukti. Ohani Oha Niryukti. Ogha Niryukti, sorry, Ogha Niryukti, which is dated of 1060 AD, and this is preserved in the Jaisalmer. This text is preserved in the Jaisalmer. And moving on to the mural painting, here also you can find most of the same things, but then the change is the mural painting are being found in Jain temples, walls, ceilings, caves, and it mural painting is a large scale painting or large scale thing style. So here also the natural pigments are used, natural materials are used, and it's based on the Jain ethics and Jain culture. Here the very famous place is the Ellora Caves, wherein there's a cave number J19, which is denoted to the Jain mural painting, and it is known as Indira Sabha. So moving on to the next are the differences between the paper painting, palm leaf painting, and mural painting. Here, the first one is the material. The paper painting is done on the paper. Palm leaf painting is done on the dry leaf, and mural painting is done on the large scale. That is the walls, the temples, caves and ceilings. Excuse me. The second difference is the technique. Here, in all the three, they use the natural pigment which is extracted from the mineral plants, animals, and the natural sources, and also the natural equipments. They didn't have the, the brushes now we use in our daily life, but then they used to dry out the leaves and then they used to make brush out of them, or the hair, leftover hair, and from those kind of stuff they used to utilize it for their paintings in all the three, like in paper painting, palm leaf painting, and mural painting, all three. The third one is the history. In paper painting, paper painting was started in the first half of the 20th century. uh, it's said, this is said in the Shwetambar. This is from the Shwetambar tradition, whereas it has been said that. And palm leaf painting is started dated around 10th to 11th century. And also here in palm leaf painting, you can find the wooden covers which have been covered to the palm leaf so that it does not get damaged or ruined easily. The third one is the miniature. Third one is a mural painting, wherein this was mainly known as the miniature painting, which was started then back. It was the miniature painting was started in the 7th century AD, and then it reached its maturity in the 15th century AD, wherein the works were started on the walls, painting, ceilings, walls or temples, and on the solid structures. Sorry, is anyone speaking? Okay, the symbols are, I've already mentioned many of the times. The symbol and the themes are the Tirthankars, the Jain scriptures, the swastik, Siddha Chakra, non-violent stories of Tirthankars, the birth and the death cycle, Kal Chakra. These are the most main themes wherein it has been portrayed the art. Okay, next one is the Tirthankar. Mainly in the paper painting, the birth and the death cycle of Tirthankar has been mentioned. In palm leaf paintings, the spiritual guidance has been mentioned, the ethics has been mentioned, and in the mural painting, you can see both, like the birth and death cycle, the spiritual guidance. Also, here you can see a lot of other things also, like Kal Chakra, the carving of Kal Chakra or the painting of Kal Chakra, and all the kinds of subjects or matters are being presented in mural painting. Okay, next is the ahimsa. Ahimsa is, in paper painting, it has been involved. It has been included. And in palm leaf, the karma concept has been mentioned. The actions and the reaction has been mentioned. In the mural painting, the moral lessons have been mentioned. The ethics and the principles have been mentioned for the worship.
How?
The next,
I'm sorry, but can I ask how the
how
ahimsa
means like,
has been depicted on paper painting, palm painting, and mural painting? मतलब traditions वगैरह कहाँ दिखाया है? मतलब
no, it's
whatever.
like, yeah, you can complete.
No, no, आप बोलिए.
हाँ, ओके, सो मेनली मैंने जितना मैंने देखा है, साइट पे पढ़ा है, उसमें मेरे को अहिंसा, लाइक मेनली इन द पेपर पेंटिंग वो लोग अहिंसा कैसे, इन द सेंस के जीवों को नहीं मारना, जीवों से उनकी भी रिस्पेक्ट करना, उनको भी दर्शाना, एनिमल्स को दर्शाना, ये सब, मतलब ये जो छोटी छोटी बातें हैं ना, ये सब दर्शाया है, लाइक ये सब पेंट किया गया है, एज एन लाइक कि हम दूसरे जीवों को भी हम हमारे जैसा ही इक्वल समझते हैं, हम उनको छोटा या बड़ा नहीं समझते वैसे। मे बी आई एम गेटिंग योर पॉइंट, और
नो, इट्स ओके. मतलब आई डाउट ये चीज बताई गई है ऐसे कुछ. पेपर पेंटिंग तो अभी की बात है, बट म्यूरल पेंटिंग एंड पाम लीफ पेंटिंग में दीज ऑल आर नॉट डिपिक्टेड. एंड म्यूरल पेंटिंग आपने बोला कि मिनिएचर पेंटिंग, नो इट्स अ लार्ज स्केल, तो सीलिंग पे मिनिएचर पेंटिंग नहीं हुई थी.
no, but then it was started from a miniature painting and then it was evolved in a large scale, na, I'm telling that. Like,
ओके, ओके.
first it was started in the miniature painting in the 7th century AD, and then it reached its maturity and it's converted, like it has come through a long way, and in the 15th century AD it was started on the walls and ceilings and the temple. I'm telling that.
ओके, ओके.
Yeah. Okay. So on to the next one is the religious rituals, wherein here in the paper painting, mostly the gathering of gathering the wisdom, the spiritual knowledge is been mentioned of Tirthankars. And in the palm leaf painting, it's been mentioned the Jain religion scenes, ceremonies, prayers, and those kind of stuff. In mural painting, there's a carving in intricate designs, unique architectural styles are being mentioned. Jain symbols. Jain symbols mostly. I mean, like I'll tell the famous. I mean, like the most regularly or the most frequently used symbols or the themes that are in paper painting. The cycle of birth and death, the karmic cycle, and the universe, the lok, has been mentioned in the paper painting. In palm leaf painting, the symbols, that is the swastik and Siddha chakra and Jain emblems, are being found mostly. And in the mural painting, cosmic and mystical interconnectedness of living beings and the spiritual enlightenment has been mentioned. And moving on to the size of each of them, that is, the paper painting is done on a medium scale basis. The palm leaf, as as a leaf shapes, it's very small and it's done on a small scale basis, and mural painting is done on a large scale basis.
रुको
uh,
मैं 5 मिनट और
Sorry, is anyone has any doubt? All right, okay, fine. Okay, moving on to the next topic, that is the mural painting. Miniature painting. I'm sorry. Miniature painting. Miniature painting is dated on 13th century, and there's one sutra which is very famous. That is the Kalpa Sutra, which is dedicated to the Tirthankars' life and birth. I mean, birth and death of Tirthankars. And this is of medieval India, wherein there are thousands of miniature painting manuscripts. Sorry, thousands of manuscripts written, and most of them are very colorfully designed, painted. And there's a large collection of miniature painting preserved in British Library, London. Okay, next is
I hope you got my point. Miniature
sorry.
पेंटिंग इज ऑफ मिडिवल टाइम्स, ओके, ये 13th सेंचुरी एंड कल्पसूत्र के टाइम की बात है. एंड म्यूरल पेंटिंग एंशियंट टाइम की बात है. वट एवर यू हैव सेड राइट नाउ.
Sorry, can you get back?
आपने जो बताया था कि मिनिएचर पेंटिंग से शुरू करके उन्होंने म्यूरल पेंटिंग की तरफ बढ़े थे, वो दैट्स व्हाट यू सेड. मैं
हाँ
वही
हाँ
बता रहा था कि अभी आपने खुद कहा कि मिनिएचर पेंटिंग मिडिवल टाइम की बात है, जो किताबों में कल्पसूत्र ऐसी कथानायकों में मिला हुआ है, ब्रिटिशर्स के पास भी है. तो इट्स अ मिडिवल टाइम पेंटिंग विच इज अ मिनिएचर पेंटिंग, जो पेपर
okay.
पेंटिंग पे होती है, पेपर पे होता है. इट्स नॉट ऑन म्यूरल्स और सीलिंग्स और वॉल्स. दैट्स व्हाट आई मेंट टू से. आई एम सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, बट मेरे
But
को तो
can
पता
it
है, बट बाकियों को कंफ्यूज हो जाएगा, इसीलिए मैं आपको बोलना चाहा. बाकी डोंट माइंड.
can
नहीं
it
नहीं
also
यही
be like it was influenced by it or something?
नो नो नो, मिनिएचर पेंटिंग तो अभी की बात है ना. मतलब समझिए 11th-12th सेंचुरी तो मिडिवल टाइम्स हो गया. म्यूरल पेंटिंग इज ऑफ एंशियंट टाइम्स. मतलब केव्स पे अगर हम कर रहे हैं तो वो एंशियंट टाइम हो गया ना.
वो पुराना है, ये उसके बाद का है एक्चुअली.
हाँ,
Okay,
तो
okay. I'll
मिनिएचर
correct
तो
myself.
छोटी चीजों पे किया जाएगा. इट वोंट
हाँ
बी डन ऑन वॉल्स और सीलिंग्स, राइट. और जो आपने वॉल्स एंड सीलिंग्स में जो पेंट यूज करते हैं वो बताया ना, जैसे प्लांट बेस्ड यूज करते हैं, एनिमल बेस्ड यूज नहीं करते, सिर्फ प्लांट बेस्ड.
एनिमल तो है ही नहीं कहीं पे,
हाँ,
प्लांट ही
जैनिज्म
है.
कहाँ एनिमल बेस्ड यूज कर. नो, शी सेड, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम जस्ट
No,
क्लैरिफाइंग.
it was mentioned in the site, but then I'll correct myself.
हाँ, या आई अंडरस्टूड योर पॉइंट कि विकिपीडिया में 100% थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे बताया होगा, क्योंकि वी डोंट हैव एनी अदर सोर्सेस टू गैदर इंफॉर्मेशन, व्हिच आई अंडरस्टैंड. आई जस्ट वांटेड टू क्लैरिफाई टू द क्लास, दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव इंटरप्टेड. बाकी कोई इंटेंशन
Yeah,
नहीं है,
yeah.
सो प्लीज.
Okay. So, miniature painting was started in the 11th century, wherein it was just started in very few places of Gujarat and Rajasthan, but then it was flourished in the 13th century. I mean, it was started flourishing in the 13th century. And then most of the miniature paintings are being found in Rajasthani, Gujarati, Hindi, Marathi, Kannada manuscripts. And the colors which are which are extracted from the minerals, vegetables, and plants. And also here there's a mention of gold and silver. They used to use gold and silver too. Okay, huh. So moving on to, I have 4 examples of miniature painting. The first one is the miniature painting from Kalakacharya Katha. Kalakacharya Katha. It was dated in the 1399 to 1502, and the size of the katha is 10.8 into 26 centimeter, or it is also known as 4.3 into 12.2 inches. Okay, this painting is preserved in Brooklyn Museum, New York. It was a this was gifted by the Maratha M. Green person to the museum. And this Kalakacharya is a Jain monk, and Jain monk, and this katha is based on his life stories and life uh, on his life. It's based on his stories, true based stories, and on his life. And in this katha, you can see a lot of moral lessons. And there's also mention of very detailed work and the symbols of Jainism. Moving on to the next is the Chandana Malya Cure Varta. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I've tried it. Okay. So this is done by the Karma and Mahata Chandji. The painting is done of watercolor and gold. Gold has been used in it, and the size of the painting is 11.3 bar 8 11.3 bar 8 into 7.7 bar 8 inches, or you can say 29.9 to 20 centimeter. Okay, so this is dated of 18th century, that is 1745, and this is also been preserved in the Brooklyn Museum of New York, and this was gifted by Mr. and Mrs. Paul E. Maniam. And this is also the Chandana is a Jain monk, and this katha is also devoted or dedicated to her life history or the stories of her life. Moving on to the next one, that is the Licia or the mental attitude painting. This here in this painting we can see, like generally uh, it's known as the different people thinking and they behave differently to get the same thing itself. Here also you can see there are 6 people wanting to get a fruit, and then one of them is cutting the tree, one of them is cutting the branch, one of them is I'm pulling the fruit by a hook, and one of them is standing down and waiting for the fruit to fall down. So here also all the people are just want one thing, that's the fruit, but then the process or the path is different. So this katha or painting is been dated of 17th century, and this is known as the mental attitude or mental disposition. This Licia is means complex or tincture. Here there are 6 primary Licias. The first one is the Krishna, the black Licia. Black Licia means the anger, the hatred, violence, negativity. The second is the Rakta Licia, that is the red Licia, which is known as pride, ego, ahankar, attachment, etc. The Kapota Licia, that is the gray Licia, it's dishonesty, hypocrisy, and those kind of stuff. And the fourth one is the Nama, that is the dark blue Licia, that is the absence of faith, laziness, etc. The fifth one is the Shukla, that is the white Licia, which means positivity, purity, and self discipline. The sixth one and the last one is the Pushpa Licia, that is the yellow Licia, which is non attachment and spiritual knowledge. Moving on to the next one, that is the Kalp Sutra. Okay, so it's Kalpa Sutra is mainly, I mean, it's in the form of the daily practice or of an individual, and Kalpa Sutra is being segregated in six parts. One of the six parts of Veda Nagar, and well, there are four parts of Kalpa Sutra. I'll try to pronounce it. I hope I'll pronounce it properly. Uh, Srota Sutra, which is sacrificial ritual, and Grihaya Sutra, which is the domestic rites of passage, Dharma Sutra, which is the moral ethics, laws, and politics, and Subha Sutra, which is related to the geometry. And here, this Kalpa Sutra is based on the biography of Tirthankars and their life. And their birth and death. And here they in this Kalp Sutra they have narrated stories of each Tirthankar's style and the differences uh, and the uniqueness in every Tirthankar. This is painted in Mandu in 1439. Moving on to the wooden book covers. These are the wooden blocks which prevent the palm leaf painting from getting destroyed. So, and paper painting also, paper painting and palm leaf painting. They are decorated with borders, symbols, animals, and other geometric designs. Uh, Here I have a photo of it. Okay, here you can see this. The first one is the first page, and I mean the first page of the wooden cover, and the below picture is the second picture attached to the first page. Like how I see the first page is this one, and the second is this one. Okay, so here in the first picture you can see it's the geometric designs designed and gold has been used in it. In the second picture, I have got just the half of it, wherein if you can zoom it, you can see there are two people sitting um inside a hut kind of stuff, wherein hut kind of place. Here they have mentioned that it is Krishna and Balrama, and in the left side there are two guys. I mean, two men who are standing, and the right side you can see two females are standing. Also, there are people who are holding the hand fan. So these are the details they have
How many
mentioned.
slides are there, Pooja?
I
How many
guess
slides are
more
left?
two, ma'am. More two, one, two. Yeah, ma'am. Two more, two slides. More two slides, but then I have to cover up the caves, ma'am. Mainly, it
And
will take
what
more
about the
10,
details
15
which I
minutes.
shared you? which I shared you in the notes, no, जैन गुफाओं की notes जो है उसमें जो सारी बातें थी ना, नागार्जुन की, फिर सुदामा की विश्व झोपड़ी, फिर उदयगिरी, जो रानी गुफा, उसमें यहाँ तूने दिखाया ना, but all the detailings regarding that from the Jaina point of view in that notes it is there, which you have not
Yes,
detailed
ma'am.
anything in that one.
Yes, ma'am. But then the notes. I mean, it was very vast, so I have not taken much from that.
नो नो, पर वही तो जैन बेस पे वही तो हमको डिटेलिंग चाहिए। ईरानी गुफा में हम जिसकी बात कर रहे हैं तो उसमें जैन 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 की चीजें क्या क्या है, कितनी है, और वो कौन से गुफा में है, फिर उदयगिरी में भी कहाँ है, राजगिरी में कहाँ है,
But
मतलब वो
then
सारी
I
नोट्स में वो सारे डिटेल्स है।
मैंने 14 केस लिए मैम, आगे अभी आप देख सकते हो तो।
हाँ, पर वो 14 केव्स में सारी डिटेलिंग थोड़ी जैन की है।
मैं ब्रीफ में आई नहीं, ये सब जैन केव्स है मैम।
हाँ, ये जैन है, बट
हाँ,
इसमें जो तूने ऑलरेडी ले लिए, उसमें जो जैन रिलेटेड जो इन्फॉर्मेशन से वो सब रह गई ना।
बट देन इसमें आएंगी ना थोड़े वैसे। या ओके,
एलोरा
यू
में
आर टेलिंग
हाँ,
मी टू कवर
अजंता
दैट
एलोरा।
आल्सो मैम। सो अगर आप मेरे को देते हो तो I'll cover this also, and ये क्या बोलते हैं आपका notes in to next class.
हाँ हाँ, नो
That will
प्रॉब्लम। ये
do.
नोट्स तो मैंने कब से दे दिए है ना।
हाँ, I mean like that's what I'm
नेक्स्ट
telling
नोट्स
ma'am
तो
कि
कब
ये
से
14 caves and plus your notes cave. I'll mention it in this.
एवरीथिंग विल डिस्कस टुमारो, विल
हाँ,
डिस्कस
yeah,
टुमारो।
that's what I'm telling.
क्योंकि उसमें एक एक चीज के रिलेटेड जो
So,
सारी चीजें हैं ना,
or I'll do
वो
one
हम
thing.
कल।
I'll cover the cloth today, the Jain cloth painting. Only one slide is left, ma'am. Only it
नहीं
will
अभी
take 2
नहीं।
minutes.
हाँ ठीक है, ठीक
So
है।
then कल हम लोग
वो
caves के
करके
बारे में
खत्म कर दो।
detail में देखेंगे.
हाँ 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 हाँ, ठीक है।
That will be good. Oh,
या
okay, so I hope I've covered. हाँ, ठीक है. Okay, the last cloth painting is left, and then painting is done. These are mainly done on the cloth, and there are very few examples left for us to learn about it. And there's one main thing in the cloth paintings, that is Vijnapati Patrasa. Vijnapati Patrasad. This is an invitation card kind of thing, which is given to the Jain monks or Marasa, if we say, so that he can travel. Yeah, so that it's invitation card for the Marasa uh, to attend. I mean, like to come to our place for the Chaturmas, and this invitation card includes the route of that time, so that it's easy for the Marasa to travel to the route. Also, in few of the invitation cards, there are the villages names also mentioned. I mean, the other villages also, the side by side villages. So this is the main thing I wanted to tell in this. And then this was started in the 15th century, and it's mainly represented to the Jain faith, the ancient religion of Indian religion, and and the Jain geometrics and the painting. That's it, ma'am. I'm done. Thank you.
वेरी गुड पूजा, यू हैव टेकन गुड एफर्ट and the details what you have got, it is really nice. But we have to concentrate more on Jain philosophy. So उसके related और भी जो detailings है, you can discuss it related to caves tomorrow.
Yeah,
और
ma'am.
उसके
Okay.
बाद
I'll
कौन
do
है, उसके बाद कौन, स्मिता जी।
मैम एक्चुअली आज मेरा था
अच्छा
मैसेज में तो आपने भेजा था कि 9 नवंबर मुझे करना है बट शी स्टार्टेड सो आई
अच्छा,
डिडंट कम ऑफ और
तो आप
आज
तभी
2 दिन से
बोलते
मैं
ना, एक्चुअली nobody was ready, nobody was ready,
नो नो नो
nobody had put
अपने
anything, so I
नो नो
forced her।
नो नो नो
मैंने
नो
आप
आपने
उसको
मैसेज
फोर्स किया
भेजा
कि
था
नहीं
ना
कोई।
ग्रुप पे आपने मैसेज डाला था कि 9 को मेरे को करवाना है और कल
अच्छा
मेरे हिसाब से किसी और को स्मिता जी को करवाना था ऐसे तो आई थॉट कि
अच्छा,
इस
अभी
वजह से
अभी क्या है
आप
सिनेरियो।
सिनारियो प्रिपेयर तो था मैम बट आज अब ठीक है अब कल परसों फिर दीपावली आई वोंट बी एबल टू डू और अटेंड ऑल्सो आज भी काम था बट आई
तो वो स्टार्ट कर रही
थॉट
थी
कि
तभी आप बोल देना था ना, तभी
आई
आप बोल
थॉट अब
देना था,
कोई
वो तो
नो नो
एक्चुअली
नो
रेडी नहीं थी।
कोई कोई कर रहा हाउ कैन आई
वो एक्चुअली
इंटरप्ट सो
रेडी
दैट्स
नहीं
व्हाई
थी, सुबह आई टोल्ड हर।
आई डिडंट न्यू मैम कि ऐसा कुछ था तो
अच्छा ठीक है, आपका रेडी है ना, तो अभी नेक्स्ट वीक कर लेंगे ना। आप कल
ओके
परसों नहीं कर पाओगे, कल भी नहीं कर पाओगे
हाँ
ना।
नहीं ऑब्वियसली मैम दीपावली इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल
दीपावली संडे है,
नहीं मैम दूसरे काम है
कल
बिकॉज
धनतेरस है।
आई एम द ओनली वन माय डैड्स leg got fractured so I won't be able to do
नहीं ना, तो आपको स्टार्टिंग में एक बार पूछ लेना था कि ऐसा है, कल से मैं बिजी हूँ तो क्या करना है, फिर कुछ भी हम कर सकते थे। ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि पूजा पूजा एक्चुअली करने वाली ही नहीं थी। मैंने बोला
नो
अभी
आई
पता
थॉट
नहीं
कि
है, उन लोग का
उन्होंने
15
प्रिपेयर
डेट डाला
किया है
हुआ
तो
है, तो आई थिंक
आई
सो दे आर
थॉट
नॉट रेडी।
इट्स ओके
अच्छा
नेक्स्ट
ठीक है,
वीक
जो हो गया सो हो गया, टाइम चला
या
गया।
नेक्स्ट वीक
नो
नेक्स्ट
प्रॉब्लम, नेक्स्ट वीक।
कल
हाँ
कल
एंड
क्लासेस होंगी क्या मैम?
हाँ हाँ, पूजा कंटिन्यू करेगी, पूजा स्मिता जी।
और कल परसों
कल
एक्चुअली
कल तो
दीपावली का
क्लास
रहता है।
रखेंगे ना। अच्छा धन, अच्छा तो आप
दीपावली
सबकी
का
क्या
है ना
इच्छा
तो अभी
है उस हिसाब से कर सकते।
हाँ
मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, आप लोग जैसे बोलो वैसे।
मैं सोच रही थी संडे मंडे से ही ले लें तो ठीक है, बाकी सब लोगों की क्या राय है?
वापस अपना तो सीधा थर्सडे चला जाएगा।
ओ हाँ
इसीलिए जैसे बोलिए, आप लोग बोलिए, मेजोरिटी मेजोरिटी सब लोग बोलिए,
मैं कर लूंगी।
जल्दी बोलिए। स्मिता जी, आर यू देयर?
मैं कर सकती हूँ।
क्या अरुणा जी?
मैं क्लास कर सकती हूँ कल मैम।
अरुणा जी, आप क्या बोले?
कल मैं
अच्छा, कर
क्लास कर
सकते हो।
सकती हूँ।
दूसरे? हाँ हाँ हाँ, समझ गए। यू कैन अटेंड द क्लास टुमारो। अदर्स? पूजा, पपैया, जयदीप जी, कोमल, जैन, फटाफट सब बोलो। संजना, शी इज नॉट देयर।
कल
मैम
कर
कर
लेंगे,
सकते
परसों
हैं,
नहीं
लेकिन
कर
सैटरडे,
पाएंगे।
हाँ सैटरडे संडे नहीं कर पाएंगे मैम। संडे तो नहीं रहेगा,
ठीक है,
सैटरडे।
तो
संडे
कल
होती
कर
नहीं है,
लेते हैं,
सैटरडे भी
सैटरडे
नहीं
को।
हाँ
होती है।
सैटरडे संडे तो
हाँ,
है ही
कल
नहीं।
नहीं करते हैं, बस इतना ही। कल कर लेते।
हाँ
ठीक ठीक।
सैटरडे नहीं करते तो कल कर लेते हैं एक दिन।
जी
हाँ,
जी
लेकिन
मैम।
मैम कम टाइम रखना कल भी थोड़ा।
हाँ बट
कम ही रखना है।
कम
ठीक है।
मतलब 2 क्लास होगी तो 2 होगी। अगर एक है तो
हाँ, ठीक है।
हाँ,
ओके मैम, थैंक
थैंक यू मैम।
ओके
थैंक यू मैम।
ओके, जय जिनेन्द्र एवरीवन।
जय जिनेन्द्र
जय
मैम।
जिनेन्द्र।
तो
यू। जय जिनेन्द्र।
पूजा विल कंटिन्यू टुमारो।
यस मैम।
ओके।
ओके,
सेम
चलो
ना
बाय।
मैम आफ्टर Trupti मैम क्लास।
हम मोस्टली तो रहेगा ही, उनका नहीं रहेगा तो हमारा जल्दी कर देंगे। आई डोंट नो
ओके
नाउ अबाउट
ओके।
हर शेड्यूल।
थैंक यू
ठीक है,
स्मिता।
चलो, ऑल द बेस्ट, बाय एवरीवन,
थैंक यू।
एंजॉय।
ओके।